What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So earlier this week we had a trade between the Steelers and the Dolphins, and of course we already did the Steelers side of the trade, and now we're here doing the Dolphins side of the trade. So obviously they come out with Minkah Fitzpatrick in this one, sending away Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. But not only did they, get Minkah Fitzpatrick from the trade, they also went out and brought somebody out of retirement and Darren Waller. So let's go ahead and jump in and do this Dolphins rebuild after they have brought Darren Waller out of retirement and acquired Minkah Fitzpatrick. Or you could even say reacquired Minkah Fitzpatrick because he started his career in Miami and now he's back. But before we get in this video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. But let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into year number 1 for this Dolphins team. So if you look at it, obviously we got Tua at quarterback, Achane, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, we got Westbrook Akine. The offensive line looks okay. Obviously, Teron Armstead retiring on them hurt them a little bit. I do want to acknowledge that obviously this isn't Darren Waller. I could not find him in this roster anymore. He's just gone. I think that he was on Madden 25, but in this roster, he is just not here, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're working with an auto-generated, or I guess we're working with, not a real player model or whatever, however you want to say it. So it is what it is on that part. I mean, I assume Darren Waller would only play one season in Miami anyway and probably be done. So, whatever, right? It's going to work for now. Defensively, of course, like I said, Minkah Fitzpatrick started his career in Miami, was drafted here, and then got shipped out very early on, and now he's back. Their first round pick was Kenneth Grant. We got, wait, Zadarius Smith. Why is Zadarius Smith on this team? I think that the AI just signed Zadarius Smith for me. He definitely did not sign with Miami, so that's kind of interesting. But I guess I'm going to leave it because they had Chop Robinson here. I don't know if Zadarius Smith's the best fit there either, but whatever. I guess we're going to leave that the way it is, but he should not be here. We needed it. I don't even think we had to write in on the roster. I think that's kind of why they did that for me. So let's go ahead. Similar year 1 without me touching anything. We're going to see if this Miami Dolphins roster has what it takes to make the playoffs. We're going to see if that is the case, and I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. So at the end of year 1, we finished up at 8-9 and do not make the playoffs, unfortunately, which is definitely a possibility for the Dolphins. They're obviously kind of a dangerous offense to think about, but it's all about the health when it comes to them. Will Tua play all the games? And if they don't, I guess for once they actually have Quinn Ewers as the backup quarterback, so I don't know if he is going to be any good. If he gets a step in this year, we'll see. But yeah, not a great season for a team wanting to make the playoffs. We'll go take a look at the stats to kind of see what went wrong. So we had the Bengals beat the Lions in the Super Bowl. Offensively, we were the 23rd offense in the NFL. And on the defensive side of the football, we were 7th in the NFL. So not bad on the defense. 27-13 from Tua. He had 9 touchdowns, 800 yards from Achane, 1,100, 1,700 from our receivers. And Waller had 400 yards as well. And then sacks-wise, he had 13.5 from Zadarius Smith, 10.5 from Phillips, 4 from Kenneth Grant, and 3 from Zach Sealer. Interceptions, you had 5 from Cater, 2 from Dodson, 2 from Ofonwu, and then 2 from Fitzpatrick, 2 from Ashton Davis. So not bad all around, but let's go ahead and look at some of the guys that need to be re-signed. So we only have $31 million in cap space, but I think we kind of know why that might be the case. So I am going to go ahead and re-sign 26-year-old corner if I can. He's our best corner right now, so while I don't want him to be our corner 1 next year, I think keeping him as at least our corner 2, corner 3 is probably ideal. But Ofonwu, same thing. I think him and Minkah Fitzpatrick could be a solid free safety rotation going forward. So definitely like to keep him. Madison, Davis, Willie Gay, like all these guys can go. I forgot they have Zach Wilson too. But yeah, I'm going to let the rest of these guys walk. We obviously don't have a ton of money to work with. But I think the main thing we need to do is trade Tyreek Hill. I mean, I think that's something that should have been done anyway. It has not happened in real life, but I do think it's probably time to do that now. So that's probably the first thing we do this offseason, trade Tyreek Hill. He's still a very solid player. Well, I don't know if they'd get a first-round pick for him anymore because of the, kind of the drop-off he's had. Again, last year wasn't horrible. He was still in the 1,000-yard receiver, but definitely not one of the top receivers in the NFL. So, yeah, 1,100, 5 touchdowns. Still a productive season. So I think a second-round pick at least could be in order for Tyreek Hill. Maybe they could still find a first, but I think my most realistic, optimistic sense would be probably a second. That's what we're going to try to go accomplish for Tyreek Hill. Try to get something going here. But let's go take a look at some of the needs on this roster because if we can get a player in return as well, that'd be great. But that's just my hope because as much as I want to keep him, our salary is just not in the position that we get to keep him going forward. I think we give the keys to Waddle as the wide receiver 1 and then trade Tyreek Hill for whatever. So whether it's offensive line, a new tight end, or something on the defense side of the football, I think trading Tyreek Hill for whatever we can find is in our best interest. So the New York Jets once upon a time were a finalist for Tyreek Hill when he was traded away from the Chiefs, if I remember correctly. And I'm going to see if I can acquire a second and Andre Cisco off of them. So Cisco would be a nice starting strong safety for us going forward, and we get a second round pick. It's a rare individual trade, but I would love to make this happen if they would accept, and they do. So the beautiful part about Cisco as well is he's actually a superstar dev safety, so he must have just had a really good season. So now it says we have -4 million. I thought we'd actually free up money by trading Tyreek Hill. Maybe it's next year. Still, I still think that was in our best interest to do, but whatever. So we address strong safety with Andre Cisco. He's a superstar depth, so him and Minkah Fitzpatrick, Mafanwu. Seems like a really nice safety trio to have going forward. We still need another corner, still need a right end. Bradley Chubb is starting to regress. So I thought trading Tyreek Hill would actually, free up money, but I guess maybe I had to wait till next season. Man, I must have read that all incorrectly. So savings-wise, yeah, there's not really much else we can do. So maybe we're not going to be able to do anything else in free agency. It's all going to be about the draft for us. So that's what we're going to do next. Let's head to the draft. Unfortunately, we have -$4 million in cap space, which a little surprised by that, but we'll go see what we can do into the draft night. So we get to pick at number 12. So there's a variety of different ways we could go about this. So we got Sertain Perkins, Jair Hill, and Caleb Downs all going before we were about to pick. So let's see what we got left available for us to take. So we could obviously take a tackle, which definitely makes a ton of sense. I would not lie to you. We could take DJ Chester as well to bolster our offensive line. So a lot of different ways to go about this. Do we go tackle? Even though I feel like I've taken a lot of these tackles lately, I think we have to take offensive line. We really don't have a great offensive line right now. So I think at the end of the day, we're going to take Francis here out of Miami. So kind of stays in the city as well. So this pick just makes too much sense. Welcome to Miami, Francis, number 3 in true value, draft number 12. So yeah, this one was a no-brainer. Get our left tackle of the future, protect Tua or whoever we may have at quarterback. I didn't mean to pause the draft, but whatever. So now we get to go have 2 early seconds, so we should be able to nail these 2 as well. So let's see what we got available here. So now that we don't have Tyreek Hill anymore, could make some sense to take a wide receiver like Jermaine Bernard here early on. Then we take like maybe DJ Hicks in the other pick because we definitely need a right end. So I think we will take Jeremy Bernard here to add next to Jalen Waddle. We needed a new wide receiver. So this one makes a lot of sense. 92 speed, 93 excel, 85 agility. So I love that first pick there. So we trade Tyreek Hill for Bernard and Andre Cisco. So I feel okay about that. And then hopefully we can get DJ Hicks out of this team as well to bolster this D-line because we definitely need it. We have Bradley Chubb there. We don't even have a right end right now. So DJ Hicks will come in and immediately play that spot for us. We'll have Kenneth Grant, DJ Hicks, and Zach Sealer on that D-line. I don't feel too bad about that. And now for round 3 to hopefully hit on that last pick. So with this selection, corner definitely is, or I guess we don't even have a round 3, so never mind on that. It's an early round 4, so I'll go ahead and see. Corner is still a major issue. I did not address that this offseason, unfortunately, but we didn't have cap space to. So we might have to go Menz or Delane here, which is the best available player. B, catching C, man coverage B, and then D, zone. But honestly, we may not have a choice. I think obviously Mafanwu might play some slot as well for us based off everything else we have on the field. So Delane is going to be our 4th round pick, and he's going to have to start probably immediately. So let's head into year 2. Tyreek Hill is gone now. We go into a new era with no Tyreek Hill. Cisco is here, and our tight end spot is still blank. So there's still a couple things we need to address for sure. But I feel pretty good about some of the things we accomplished, at least in this offseason. So let's go ahead and take a look at this lineup going into year number 2, 8-9 last year. Hopefully looking to bounce back going into this season. So, whoops, did not mean to click on Tua, but he is superstar dev, which is great for us. Obviously, I would love to keep Tua as a starter throughout this, but offensive line is looking a little bit better with now Francis added to the equation. We have James Daniels, Jackson, Bernard's now the wide receiver 2, Waddle wide receiver 1, Achane, Jalen Wright. We got Kozlov at the tight end spot, so that actually is something we needed. So I'm glad the AI helped us out with that. Defensively, we got Minkah Fitzpatrick, Chop Robinson, Dodson, Brooks, Phillips, and then Cisco. Again, our corner issue is a major problem right now. We're going to have Delane play corner 2 right away. I'm going to be moving Hicks to right in here in just a second. And as far as specialist is concerned, slot corner, yeah, as like I said, Mafanwu is going to have to play some slot corner for us. So totally cool with that. Achane's going to be playing both running back positions. So yeah, this all looks really good. I'm very happy with this, and we'll see how the season goes. So Bernard and then Francis, the only thing I need to figure out is just move DJ Hicks to right in, and all the rookies will be in the right spot. So I will see you guys at the end of year 2. Hopefully we find a way to make the playoffs, but we shall see if that will end up being the case. Well, unfortunately, we had a really bad season. We went 4-13, which just doesn't feel great after going 8-9. Obviously, 8-9 is not great either, but 4-13 is a fall from grace. Now, the one thing we do have going for us is that we will have a really high draft pick, so that's helpful. We had the Bears and the Ravens in the Super Bowl, interesting, and the Ravens won. Offensively, we were 29th in the NFL, so Tua must have had a horrible season, 18-12. Yeah, not great. At least he didn't throw like more interceptions, I guess, than 18, but defensively 24th in the NFL. And one thing I am excited about for Madden 26, because we have to do this every single freaking video, is that playbooks will not be a huge factor in how your team does anymore. That's a W. I was always sick of having to change it to playbooks, and it seems like Madden 26 is going to say that's not the case anymore, which is awesome. So yeah, overall, just a really bad season. So let's put this on the back burner and let's focus in on year number 3. So obviously, if McDaniel went 4-13, I think that'd be kind of the end of his tenure. We still have $18 million in cap space, man. I really thought once we got rid of Tyreek Hill, we'd have like so much more money, but it's not the case at all. So who is making all the money here? So Tua obviously is making a lot of money. Minkah Fitzpatrick's making a lot of money. Jalen Waddle is making quite a bit of money. Chubb, probably are going to end up cutting Chubb, honestly. He's just regressing, and we need to, I guess as much money as possible. So we're going to cut Bradley Chubb, and we'll go take a look at who we need to re-sign. So only $26 million to work with. The draft will continue to be our best friend. So Dodson, Phillips. So the only thing I'm going to worry about is probably Phillips. So it's probably a good thing that we cut Bradley Chubb, so we could re-sign Jalen Phillips. So that's kind of the game. He says no. Franchise tagging would cost us how much? Okay, we're going to have to hope we can get him in free agency. If not, we're going to need another pass rusher. Okay, so $26 million to work with. We could restructure Tua as well, but the team should be much better once we change the playbooks. Again, so happy that's going to be gone in Madden 26. It's kind of annoying and just stupid that playbooks determine how good you are in the game. I think that's the dumbest thing ever, and it's just how it's been lately. So we need a tight end. We need Malik Washington as wide receiver 3. I don't hate, but obviously it would be ideal if we had somebody better than that. So maybe wide receiver 3, a tackle, linebacker help, corner is obviously a major priority. So a lot of different things we truly need. Not a lot of money to work with. I think we have to restructure Tua if we're going to make anything happen this offseason. There's no way around that. So I think this is where we're going to start. If Tua is going to be our quarterback going forward, free us up $36 million, I think we have to. So yeah, that's going to be the goal there. And we'll go see what we can accomplish in free agency with about $63 million in cap space. So 4 offers have been made, 1 on Jalen Phillips, 1 on Rasheed Walker, 1 from Dax Hill, and 1 on Nakobe Dean. So the Saints are contesting us for our boy Jalen Phillips. Thankfully, there's a ton of interest in him coming back to Miami. So we have to hope that he does end up choosing us. If he doesn't, we are in a lot of trouble. He did choose us though. So the only player we didn't get was Nakobe Dean, which sucks, but it could have been worse. If we would have lost Jalen Phillips, that would have been a really, really horrible loss for us. So you do have Terrell Bernard, who even shouldn't be here, but the fact that he is, I might just have to take advantage of this, because we really don't have any better options at no linebacker. So if Bernard wants to come to Miami, let's say Buffalo cut him for some reason, that happens all the time, even though I don't know why they would. We're going to bring him in. So now we have Bernard, Dax, Rasheed Walker, and Jalen Phillips. So we improve our offensive line, improve the front 7 on the defense, and now we can head to the draft and get a corner with that top pick that we have. I think that's where we're going to go with this next pick, because we have to get a corner. We got now Rasheed Walker, James Daniels, Jonah, and then Aaron Brewer. Tight end is still something I need to look into as well. So corner and tight end are the main priorities now. If we can get a corner 1 in the draft, or a tight end, or even both, I think that's probably what we need to do. Let's go see if any of those are... Is there a tight end in free agency? There's Ferguson, there's Jonathan Smith we could bring back, but no, probably not. So let's go in the draft and let's hit on corner and tight end in the draft, hopefully. One thing I did forget about going to this draft class, although we're going to have the 3rd pick, so it's probably not going to matter. I was about to say the 2 top receivers are in this draft. I keep forgetting about that. Wow, neither one, or I guess we can get Ryan Williams. I don't think we can pass on Ryan Williams, right? So I said we're going to get corner or tight end, and corner still is maybe the main thing we should be grabbing here, but man, could we get Ryan Williams here to add to Jalen Waddle? I mean, we don't really have a good 3rd wide receiver right now, so I think we got to do it. We got to jump on it. Ryan Williams is going to be the corner or the wide receiver we take. 97 speed. Him, Waddle, and Bernard feels like a great trio to have around Tua. And now we just need to draft tight end and hopefully get our cornerback. So let's see if there is a good corner to maybe take here, or a good tight end. So we have Ethan O'Connor out of Miami and Cameron Calhoun out of Alabama. So one of these guys It's probably going to end up being a Dolphin. Speed is great. Jumping is elite. Do we just go the Miami guy? Bring him, keep him in Miami? Or do we go Cameron Calhoun instead out of Alabama? B-zone, C-man. Speed is great. Jumping is elite. So they both look good. I think I'm going to take the elite. Or, sorry, neither one of them were elite. But I think I'm going to take the Miami guy. So Ethan O'Connor is going to be our corner. We needed one. And he'll be our pick here. Oh, boy. Not a good pick. He is hidden dev, though, at least. 93 speed. Okay, so I guess I'll take that. At least he's hidden dev, which was really needed. Okay. And hopefully we hit on tight end in round 3. Because we had, a tight end option there. But not the most ideal in the world. So there is a tight end down here, and it is Riley Williams out of Oregon. 6'6", 247 pounds. I think that's probably where we're going to go with this. A, catching traffic. C, physicals, speed solid. So we're just going to have to hope he works out. So maybe a little bit of a reach. His normal dev 78 speed. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But we drafted for need rather than best player available, which is maybe not a great idea. But all in all, we're going to go into year 3. Everything is filled out as far as every position we needed to address. We'll change the playbooks like we always do, and we'll see if year 3 will result in anything better than compared to the last 2 seasons. So at the end of year 3, it is a beautiful thing when you change the playbooks, isn't it? We went with Cincinnati's offensive playbook and Pittsburgh's defensive playbook, and it just results in everything you need to know about Madden 25 simulation. So we're going to go take a look at the stats, and then we get to play the Texans in round 1 who went 9-8. So let's go take a look at the stats. Offensively, 18th in the NFL, but Tua threw 48 touchdowns. So kind of surprised to see us only 18th. Defensively, 12th in the NFL. So 48-7 from Tua running the Bengals offense. And then you got 7 touchdowns, 700 yards from Achane. You had Bernard with 1,200 yards, Jalen Waddle with 1,200, and Ryan Williams with 900, but also 10 touchdowns. So all around beautiful stuff from our wide receiver trio. And then Coswell was pretty good too. Sacks-wise, you had 12 from Kenneth Grant, 10.5 from Phillips, 10.5 from Robinson, 6.5 from DJ Hicks, and 4.5 from Bernard. So by far our best production from our defensive front 7. So I love that. And here were your interceptions. Daxel with 3 from Cater, and then 2 from Ethan O'Connor. So not the best cornerback room, but it does its job as best as possible. So we get to play the Texans in round 1. We'll go see if we can take out Houston to go to the next round. So CJ Stroud versus Tua here in wildcard weekend in Miami as we get a stop to start things off, and we will drive down and go up 7-0, and then they will get a field goal. Can we go score again? No. So far, it's a close game. We need to put more points up. We do. 14-3. Another stop. I don't know if they went for it in 4th down. They must have, and that probably is going to be all she wrote if I had to guess. And yeah, so it's going to be a 21-10 victory over the Houston Texans. So easy stuff there. We get to head to divisional, and we'll go see who's in front of us there. But we take out the Texans pretty easily. No sweat there. And now for divisional round, we got Josh Allen versus Tua. 2 division foes here in divisional weekend. So let's see if Buffalo comes into Miami and takes us down, or if we can keep them out. Let's see what we got. We're going to start off, or we get a stop, and we go up with a field goal. We need touchdowns in this game, though. We can't think Buffalo is going to stay down forever. And so far, they have not scored on our defense, which is great, but it is coming here. There it is, 7-3. Our offense to wake up. They get a touchdown and a beautiful interception from Cisco. The W, Tyreek Hill trade. Another stop on another 4th down, and we force a fumble, and they do score, but it's way too late. So just like that already, we're heading to the AFC Championship game. So we take out the Texans, we take out the Bills. So we'll be the Chiefs, we'll be the Ravens. Let's go see who's awaiting us in the AFC Championship game. And now for our biggest tests, we have the Baltimore Ravens here in the AFC Championship game. We head on the road to the Ravens. This is why we did not get that first seed, because the Ravens went 15-2. So we start off with the football, and I'm going to make a prediction here. If we do not score a lot in this game, I don't think we're going to win. So we got to put up points. If we don't, we are in trouble. So let's see if we start off hot, and we go up 7-0. But the Ravens will quickly respond. We got to keep the momentum up. We've been able to start games strong, but then we kind of just slow down, and we're up 14-7. The Ravens have matched everything we have done so far. And now they're going to take the lead here, 21-14. So can we go tie it? Yes, we do. But they are going to have the ball, and this could be troublesome for us. We have no timeouts. It's 3rd and 4 for them. We have to get a stop, it looks like. So the clock is going to be running. They're going to kick a field goal here. We're going to play some zone, I guess, in this situation. Okay, I'm going to use our Brooks. We just got to get a stop. They're going to bleed the clock as much. Actually, they're going to just get Derrick Henry down. Beautiful. Okay, we do not have a timeout to stop the clock. They're going to kick a field goal. And obviously, we're going to have barely any time to, respond. But we're going to do our best to try with whatever time we have remaining. Unless if I can... Oh my gosh, might have timed this. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I do that. I've done that in a previous video too. They make it too easy. Like, that was just too easy. Let's celebrate this. That's going to be your ball game. That's a crazy way to win. Why is it so easy to time that? I don't know. Is it easy for everyone else or is it just me? It has to be easy for everybody. But that was, obviously a crazy play to have happen right there. So that is going to be a win for us, as long as obviously they don't score in 3 seconds, which I don't think they would. And that's going to be your game. Wow, what a crazy turn of events. It looked like we were dead to rights there. And now we are headed to the Super Bowl after a crazy... Can you imagine losing that way in the AFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl? I would be disgusted if I was a fan of the Ravens right now. But thankfully, this is just Madden. So let's go to the Super Bowl, and let's see if this is all for going to win it all. A very rare Super Bowl. We have a battle of the Florida teams. So we get to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is not something I usually see, but it is a cool, different Super Bowl. So we got Miami Dolphins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2 Florida teams. No Eagles, no whoever else. It's usually the Eagles that represent the NFC every time, but it's the Buccaneers this time, which the Bucs have definitely been like the Eagles killer lately. They've been the team that's been able to beat the Eagles consistently. But none of that matters. All it is about is winning right here now that we're in the Super Bowl. We get intercepted, but we get one right back, thankfully. So Dax Hill erases that. So it's a tied game now. We need Tua to not throw interceptions in this one. 14-7. Go up 21-7. Nope, not quite. They're going to tie it. So it's 14-14. Need a score here. Beautiful interception from Jordan Brooks. Can we score off the turnover? We do. They're going to tie it, I think, though. No, they do not. So they got 3 timeouts. 1st and 10. We're at our own 33. We just got to bleed the clock, and it's our win to the Super Bowl. So let's see if we can just hand this rock to Achane to get us a first down to end this game. So we're going to give it to Achane. Not going to get it. Oh, I thought I was about to spin and gain like... Well, Achane's done nothing this game. Although, like I said, this is the Bengals playbook, so they put it in the air more. That's fine. Even though we have the receivers to throw the ball. So we're going to run this again, even though not a lot of... Okay, let's just run it up the middle. Going to gain 3 yards. Okay. 3rd and 3. I think we're going to do some play action. Let's throw them off. Let's see if we get Achane or just maybe even Ryan Williams checked down, or maybe Bernard gets open. Let's see if they're going to... Oh my gosh. I got the ball off, and Bernard is going to end this game in beautiful fashion. We're going to get tackled inbounds, and that is going to be your ball game. So we get to kneel the rest of this out. What a beautiful route by Jermaine Bernard, and that is going to be all she wrote for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that was a beautiful way to end this play, or end this game, and secure ourselves a Lombardi in Miami. So let's go ahead and continue to kneel this out, and that will be the end of the video. So this was the 2 sides of the trade with Miami and obviously Pittsburgh. And then I think we have one last new look rebuild to do. And I actually, for the life of me, do not know who. Well, I have 2 left, but one of them I already recorded like on Monday, but I didn't drop it because of obviously the trade that happened. So I think Saturday you'll see Giants. And then there's another team I haven't done, but I don't know who it is yet. I have to look through it to see who it was. And then we'll move on to some weird challenges or something for the rest of Madden 25. And then once Madden 26 is back, we'll be on full 5 uploads a week again. We're just in the dead season of Madden 25 right now, and obviously the NFL offseason. So, but it is beautiful that we got a trade this late into the offseason. Maybe Justin Simmons signs somewhere eventually. We could do a video on that. But thank y'all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.